All right, kind of a specific question here that we normally avoid answering because it only interests some of you, but it's kind of an interesting one. And Tim already has the answer anyway. So anyway, the question is the RTX 3070 a good GPU for 2023, or do you suggest the RX 6700 XT? So 6700 XT has 12 gigabytes of VRAM.
Yep.
And 3070 has 8 gigabytes of VRAM, which we've sort of deemed pretty.
So I covered this in my latest GPU pricing update. I think for the first time I put a cost per frame graph for used GPUs in there.
Mm-hmm.
So you can check it for the full information if you want. But basically, we've got the 6700 XT for about $312, so about $310 US on average on eBay. Mm-hmm. And for the 3070, you're looking at about $385. So
okay.
The 3070 does go for more these days. In terms of 4K performance using the data that we had, the 3070 was about 70 FPS, the 6700 XT at 65 FPS, which did mean that the 6700 XT came with a cost per frame of $4.80. I have to look very close to my phone here to see these tiny numbers.
We'll put the graph up for you.
And 3070 at $5.49 per frame.
So the Radeon GPU is much better value.
The Radeon GPU is much better value. Again, as we were talking about earlier, we do also believe Radeon GPUs need to be cheaper because of the feature disparity. Then again, VRAM comes into it as well. The 6700 XT has a notable advantage there. So I think based on that data, you'd probably go for a 6700 XT. That sort of, it is better value, good VRAM. I think the pricing discrepancy is enough to, deal with the feature difference. Mm-hmm. But it's not massively better. It's sort of slightly to good levels of better.
Yeah, I wouldn't passionately argue one way or the other. If you think the 3070 is better, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, right. I totally agree. It's really the new market where the gap between those products is much larger. And you would definitely get a 6700 XT new because they're very cheap. 3070s are still above MSRP. But yeah, on the used market, generally what we've seen between AMD and NVIDIA is that the gap closes in terms of cost per frame.
And I guess the question didn't specify used.
Yeah, of course.
The assumption may be new. And if it is new, you've got your answer, the Radeon GPU.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think used GPUs, you're typically seeing at least a 20 to 30% discount, which I think is acceptable. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's a lot of supply there as well. It may be easier to find certain products. So yeah, that's kind of where it sits.